Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. We took a bit of a break yesterday, obviously after the passing of Pele and whatnot, but there's been a lot of news. There's been a lot of news in and around Chelsea, and I will be giving my thoughts after this fixture's been played. We gear up and we see exactly what's going to happen because it seems like things are happening. Enzo... there's even rumours about others and even contract extensions for ones like Kante. We thought that was basically impossible. Well, it turns out it might actually happen. Multiple things going on at Chelsea Football Club right now. It seems like Todd Boehly isn't just looking to have a meal. The man is tucking into a buffet and it's all you can eat. So you better show up and get a piece of the pie. Anyway, we'll get to all of that after we play Nottingham Forest, and I'll be keeping you guys updated with my opinions and thoughts as the news comes in, because as I said, it seems like, especially for someone like Enzo Fernandez, it's going to happen. Anyway, we'll see. Before we get into today's preview, Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea, I do want to let you guys know of two things. Firstly, my Twitter page, it's all back up and running, link in the description. Follow me on Twitter and my Insta as well, links are there. Secondly, two more members that have joined the channel that are in the starting 11. Much appreciated to Shipla and to Master Mayet. Those two guys, you've joined the starting 11. Much appreciated. If you want to become a member of the channel, hit the join button, choose your tier, and enjoy the perks that come along with it. Let's get cracking. Today, Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea. Now, this is, on paper, you look at this and you think it's an easy win, right? It's a must win because, let's be honest, you look at some of the other competition. Well, I say competition, but we're so far behind, it's actually a bit ridiculous. Arsenal, they've won again. It looks like Arsenal are going to go and actually win this title now. It's actually getting a little bit serious. At first, I was thinking, they're going to fall. I thought after the World Cup break, they might slip up. They might, bottle it. They might not play as well as they did because they'll lose momentum. They're carrying the momentum that they had pre-World Cup, and they're still running with it, and they can't be stopped. It's actually incredible. Manchester City as well. It's not quite gone to plan for them today, albeit right now with Arsenal and Manchester City, there is a gap of 7 points. It's actually getting quite crazy in terms of that gap. Arsenal are in a very, very, very good place at the top of the table. Manchester United won. They're up into 4th. So in terms of Chelsea, we've got to be careful here. Now, Arsenal beat Brighton, which means that if we were to get points tomorrow, we can leapfrog Brighton and jump into 8th because we are currently 9th. We've got to watch out for Brentford that are behind us. The goal difference isn't quite far off. I can't believe I'm saying these things. We're 9th. We're 9th in the league table. We have to rack up these points. After this game against Nottingham Forest, you have to remember we've got Manchester City twice in a row. Premier League and FA Cup. So it gets serious. We cannot slip up these points. Now, I know for some fans, you've basically written the season off already. And I can understand that. A little bit in that boat, if I want to be completely honest. Because if I'm looking at how things are right now, are we going to get top 4? We're on 24 points. Man United in 4th right now on 32. It's not impossible. It's an 8-point gap. Having to try and bridge that with 4 teams in between us and Manchester United. You're asking for a bit. Now, we're not halfway through the season yet. We're getting there. But it's not going to be easy. And to think that we're just going to win, we won't. We will drop points. So this is where you have to take it into consideration. Are we actually going to get top 4? It's not looking likely. So is this season actually a write-off? We're out of the League Cup. Some people will probably already say we're out of the FA Cup. I'll be honest. Are we going to beat Manchester City, especially without Reece James? Probably not. Let's be real. You never know. A cup tie is a cup tie, so you never know. But Man City, yes, dropped points today against Lamps Everton, but still, on their day, when it comes to a cup tie, knockout, they got to show up. The pressure, Man City are probably in a better place than we are. So going into this game with Nottingham Forest, albeit with the advantage that I feel like we have against Nottingham Forest, they haven't got Jesse Lingard. It seems like he's going to be out. Henderson has only just returned, so that's a plus for them. But apart from that, everyone else is available. Nottingham Forest are currently sitting in 19th in the league table. They are not playing to the standard that they have to play if they want to survive and remain in the Premier League. Albeit, it's still quite tight at the bottom of the table. Anyone can finish bottom. There isn't one clear team at the very bottom, but Nottingham Forest right now in 19th. However, Anything is possible. You have to be careful. Now, on the back of our last performance against Bournemouth, we were decent. We were good. It was all going, I would say, quite well up until Reece James came off. You can just see when Reece James is not here, the balance disappears. And this is my concern. My concern isn't necessarily with the fact that, we're taking a bit of form from that Bournemouth game for some of the players that actually showed up and done quite well. But you could see the difference. When Reece James is there, there's a great balance. You take him off and everything just starts going a little bit too shaky. It's actually quite incredible how the influence of one player that's not even in the middle but is on one of the flanks has that impact, that influence on the entire team and the way that we play. Reece James is key for us. Now, thankfully, in terms of the January window, it seems like we're going in for cover. It seems like we're taking action. Todd Boehly and everyone are looking to get some names in properly. We've already looked like we've got a couple of lads in that are quite young, Santos and Fofana, not Wesley, the Ivorian. Young boys coming in, and we'll see if they're going to go out on loan or not. There's a chance they might not. But with Enzo being a big possibility now, it looks like we're going in for a right back, a right wing back, someone that's versatile, can play both, to come in immediately, because Aspie is not going to be able to handle the entire load. We know this. He's just not going to be able to. But for now, he has to. So this is where I look and I think, are we going to go back to how we were playing pre-World Cup when Reece James wasn't there? Are we going to fall back into that trap? Or has Graham Potter started to really get something clicking, even if it's minor, but something clicking, in order for some of the players to bond, to gel, to have some chemistry, to build some momentum, to be able to have some good combinations that can catch some opponents out that we weren't utilising and we weren't showing before the World Cup. Remember, one of my issues before the World Cup was I had no idea what we were trying to do. It wasn't evident in terms of the system, the tactic, the way. Some players look lost, even individually. Some players take too much time. They give the ball away. They don't know what to do. It just looked all over the place. The game against Bournemouth was positive. But as I said, as soon as Reece came off, it was a question mark. I'd like to think against Nottingham Forest it's not going to be an issue. But you never know. Sometimes these so-called little teams, especially on a Super Sunday, can rock up and just win 1-0. You never know. But overall, I'd like to think Chelsea will get a result. And there's also a positive that we have to take into this game, is the return of 2 World Cup semi-finalists, and that's Kovacic and Hakim Ziyech. Now, this leads me to the starting 11. Who do I think should play? The injury news: Reece James is out. Kepa is available. Mendy is a bit of a question mark. But apart from that, the usual suspects: Fofana, Chilwell, now Reece James, those lads, Kante, all still out. We'll wait and see what happens. But apart from that, everyone's available. Now, based on the last game, you have to take momentum and, form into consideration. I've done that, but I felt like there is a couple of lads that need to come in, because I feel like they need to show what they can do post-World Cup. They need to be given a chance. I feel like Nottingham Forest is a big opportunity for them. So let's get into the starting 11 and how I think Graham Potter should play it tomorrow. Right, let's get cracking. So it's going to be, without question, Kepa in goal. And he got a clean sheet in the last game. Good performance for when he was called upon. So Kepa starts. Mendy's obviously a doubt. We don't know whether he's going to be fit or not. So Kepa in goal. It's going to have to be Aspie. And that concerns me a bit. But I reckon for Nottingham Forest, it's cool. My problem is if he plays tomorrow, then he plays Man City, and he plays Man City again, I feel like he'll get obliterated. Within the 2 City games, I feel like his levels will just dip. We'll see. We'll see if we can come up with another way. Do we have to play with a back 3 or a back 5? Wing backs, Loftus-Cheek back there. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, Aspie at right back. Koulibaly, I feel like at centre-back alongside Thiago Silva. It carries on for what they did against Bournemouth. We keep it going. Chalobah can be called upon. If he were to start, I wouldn't be against it. But these two are probably going to be the guys that are called on. Cucurella is going to be playing at left-back. That is without a question. Chilwell is out, so Cucurella to come in. Now, centre-mid, the double pivot. Zakaria was actually decent. Had his moments, but decent. Now, do we play Zakaria with Jorginho like he did against Bournemouth? Or do we bring someone in? And then we're going to have to pick between Jorginho and Zakaria. Personally, Nottingham Forest, I feel like, is a good opportunity to bring in World Cup semi-finalist Ziyech Kovacic. Let's see what you can do, mate. Bring that form that you took to the World Cup and bring it here. But Nottingham Forest, I feel like, should be a good reintroduction for him to settle back into life at Chelsea. Alongside him, because it's Nottingham Forest, I would go Jorginho. I feel like we're going to have a lot of the ball. I don't feel like Nottingham Forest are going to try and dictate the game. If that's the case, Jorginho is the man to have, because I don't feel like we're going to be put under so much pressure defensively. And if you're not under that much pressure defensively, Jorginho will have a good game. Zakaria, if we were thinking about having to maybe, contain a little bit, defend a little bit more, be careful about the opponent on the break, Zakaria would be best suited to play alongside Kovacic and probably allow Kovacic to go a little bit more forward. I feel like Jorginho will have a good game tomorrow. He'll have space. He'll have open time on the ball. So you know what? Him alongside Kovacic is probably best. Not to say Zakaria hasn't been playing good. I feel like this game will suit Jorginho. Manchester City, however, I don't think will suit Jorginho, but we'll get to that when the time comes. In front of him is where we go to form. Mount had a very good game against Bournemouth. Let's see if he can keep it up. It's hard to... This position is so hard to say who should play there and who shouldn't. Because there's games where I look at Mason, I'm like, you don't belong in this role. And then there's games like he played against Bournemouth, and I was like, well, that's how I want you to play every week. So, again, maybe on form, give him another opportunity. Hopefully he gets some sort of form going. He played well against Bournemouth. Let's hope he does it again. Now, this is where I've had to, I feel like, go to what I would have done. Once everyone came back from the World Cup, this is what I wanted to do. So, Pulisic for me on the left-hand side, opportunity to play in his position where he wants to play. Cool. He done it against Bournemouth. He looked effective. So, he keeps his place. On the right-hand side, people are probably going to say play Sterling because he played well against Bournemouth. But I'm sorry, I have to see Ziyech in the Chelsea shirt ASAP. The way he played at the World Cup was brilliant. We need to see. Do you have that at Chelsea? Here's your opportunity. In your position. Good luck. Please do what you did for Morocco for us. Please. What you did at the World Cup, bring it. Bring it. And you know what? I feel like against Nottingham Forest, that level is a good reintroduction for him. So he plays. For me, he starts. And Sterling on the bench. So Ziyech on the right-hand side. And up top, look, I mean, he scored. We play Havertz. There's not really anyone else we can go to up top. We're in a little bit of a pickle in terms of our strikers. Aubameyang isn't really kicking it, is he? Havertz got a goal, an assist. He played well in the game against Bournemouth. For a striker, form brings confidence. Confidence brings goals. So you know what? Havertz plays this one as well just to see if he can keep it up. That's it. So for me, that would be my starting 11. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree or disagree? What changes would you make? Do you agree with that? Let me know. That would be my starting 11. And for a score prediction, I'm going to keep this sweet. I do think we'll win. I'll be shocked if we don't win, to be honest. I am going to go with Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest 1. Chelsea 2. 2-1 win. Nottingham Forest at home. They're going to be up for it. They're playing Chelsea. It's the first time since they've been back in the Premier League. You know what? It's going to be a big, big occasion for them at home. So you know what? I feel like they'll score because they'll be up for it. But I feel like we'll get one more. I'm going 2-1 Chelsea, and that's my final prediction. Let me know down below if you agree or disagree. And what your predictions are, what your lineups are, and we'll see how it all ends after the game. And I will be here to give you my thoughts after it's all said and done. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links in the description. Join the channel if you haven't already. Choose your tier and enjoy. And I will see all of you after the game is all said and done. And we'll see how everyone finishes everything by tomorrow. And see where we are in the league table. Anyway, I'll see all of you tomorrow after the game. Have a good one. Enjoy it. See you then. Take care. And peace.